One of my dear Talmidim asked me, why is it that we don't have 30 days before Purim to study the halachas? Is there a concept of Shloshim Yom Kodem Chag, 30 days before the holiday, that you study all the laws that pertain to that halacha? So I told him, interesting, that when it comes to Pesach, it's stated, in the Siman Taf Lamed Aleph, it says, Shloshim Yom Kodem Chag, Sholim V'doshim Milchas Chag. You seek, you ask about Pesach. In truth, today you'd need at least 6 months to properly study the laws of Pesach. Purim doesn't have this obligation. However, although there's no obligation, it certainly behooves us, and it transforms the yontif and the holiday and the experience when we study for it. I know the difference when I learn Mishnah Berurah with a chabura on the laws of Purim, Chanukah, whatever it is, it changes the whole experience. And certainly when we look into it in the world of machshava, in thought. So therefore, we're going to try to discuss as much as we can the laws of Purim, and especially focus on the transformation, the midos. What exactly is the objective that we want to reach on Purim? The Arizal says that Purim, and I know most of the listeners to this WhatsApp, Purim is the favorite and the highlight of the year, the most exciting part. The Arizal says it's higher than Purim. Kippurim, Yom Kippurim is like Purim. So what's so special about Purim? So first of all, this is what I would suggest. Those that are already planning all the different ideas for Purim and exactly the themes of Mishlach Manos, etc. I would suggest you make a list of all the people that you should give Mishlach Manos to, because maybe, possibly, we hurt them. Maybe we cause them some ill feeling. And according to many of the poskim, Mishlach Manos is not about the friends that we have. It's about the friends that we may not have anymore or never did. That is the objective. How do I know this from? This is from Shlomo Alkabetz. Shlomo Alkabetz wrote a sefer. He's the author of the Chadodi, and he wrote also a sefer called Manos HaLevi. In Manos HaLevi, he writes that the reason why Mishlach Manos was instituted, the gifts of Mishlach Manos and Purim, is to fix and rectify the mistake that existed in the time of Purim. It says that Haman was able to get the Jewish people and at least make a decree against them because he said, Yeshno am echad mefuzal mefurad ben amim. There's a scattered nation. Mefurad means separated. And therefore there was a possibility to destroy the Jews, chas v'shalom. How did Esther rectify that? She said, Lech knoises kol Yehudim. She's told Mordechai, you got to gather the Jewish people together. Comes Purim, we try to regather ourselves. We try to re-experience. And therefore one of the first steps is make sure those that are closest to us, of course, start with the family members and, of course, extended family members and the friends, etc. Make the list of the people that we have to really rectify a relationship. Those are the ones we go. That's the ones that we're going to focus on when it comes to Purim. And, of course, everyone else, so we don't insult them too. Purim is a time when we could unite. It's the time where, of course, as Chazal say, the Purim is the holiday. Megillas Purim, the Megillas Esther, is one of the only Megillas that's going to stay after when it comes to Yemei Mashiach. We're learning Baba Basra. Those that are learning Baba Basra in the Daf Yomi. So Morgenstern writes, based actually on the Lubavitcher Rebbe, that the Bayis Shlishi, the third Beis Hamikdash, corresponds to Baba Basra, the last part of the Babas. And the idea is that when we study Baba Basra, we are fixing and we're building up the third Beis Hamikdash. Why? So if you look, first 2 chapters of Baba Basra is all about sensitivity to others. So many shaylas, Baruch Hashem, have been coming my way this past few days. Really, not from the ones that are studying Baba Basra, but when you're learning Baba Basra in the world is affected by it. Sort of examples of noise pollution. It's a big shayla, the sensitivity. How many people really are sensitive to noise pollution? It's mind-boggling, and I still don't get it. I'm from that older generation that walks into a wedding and the music is so loud that it's painful and difficult for me to walk in. Of course, you're handed earplugs, which seems to be quite ironic. There's an easier way to solve the problem of earplugs, of the noise pollution, is to make it a little bit lower. But it's a sensitivity that's been lost. And alvai. So therefore, starting now 30 days before, as a person who asked me this question, first step is make the list and start thinking who we're going to make amends with. There was a person who called me about 2-3 weeks ago. I was so impressed. Such a sweet yid. He told me he's driving to Toronto and he wanted to know the halachas of asking for forgiveness. What does it mean to go 3 times? Does it have to be in one day? And I was so impressed that he drove to Toronto. And he said, I'm driving to Toronto. I don't know what's going to be. I'm going to go ask mechila from someone that I hurt. Amazing. Have a great day.